Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. On this channel, I talk about books that I've read and the lessons I got from them. Okay, let's get into today's video. In today's video, I'll be talking about the 6 lessons I got from Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Lesson 1. Have money work for you. Do not work for money. We live in a society where we are groomed and taught to work for money. Here in Nigeria, we are taught from primary school to study real hard, get good grades, move on to secondary school, then eventually go to the university, where we get to choose our desired courses, with the most prestigious ones being medicine, engineering, and law. Then go off for youth service, NYSC. Get a good job that pays an average of 300k a month, get married, have 2 to 4 kids, rinse and repeat. Growing up, all my friends wanted to be doctors, lawyers, accountants, and engineers. No one taught us any better. We certainly didn't know any better. Even my dad was an accountant. Most rich people then were career professionals. So that was the dream, and everyone followed the pattern. One thing about Nigeria is we sure love our titles. So being a doctor or an engineer, wow, was a status symbol as opposed to being a really successful, non-university educated entrepreneur. Right now, with the global economic challenges, there has been a shift towards skill acquisition and wealth creation. A college degree is no longer a guarantee for a good job. The truly wealthy people globally have money work for them. They do not work for money. Working for money only makes you a cog in the machine, and it only leads to living an average life where you are constantly ruled by your fear of paying bills and having enough to live a good life, while working harder to be able to afford nicer things. In order to create sustainable wealth with the current state of the global economy, you need to make money work for you and not the other way around. Learn a new skill, improve on existing ones, and prefer solutions. Have money work for you. Lesson 2. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Most people spend more money than they make monthly. They end up getting into debts before the month runs out. So once it gets into a new month, they have to pay off their debts, then take care of their monthly expenses from what's left, which is usually not enough. So they end up being indebted again, and the cycle is repeated throughout the year due to poor financial management skills and lack of financial literacy. The thing is, financial literacy is not taught in schools, so most people are not financially literate. We are taught to go to school, get a good job, get married, get a car, a house, and to save for a rainy day. But the thing is, if you save 1 million naira or $1 million, it's still 1 million naira or $1 million in 2 years. The rich invest in assets, the poor only have expenses, while the middle class invests in liabilities that they think are assets. I remember when I started my first job, most of my salary went to my expenses. I had little savings. Now the rich, on the other hand, get richer because they invest in assets, and the income from the assets cover their expenses, while the assets keeps growing. I agree with the writer that a home is not an asset. My dad got 2 houses, like most Nigerians, one in the village and one in the city. The difference between the village house and the city house is that the one in the village is a liability, as it brings no income, but expenses are made for maintenance on it from time to time. But the city house is an asset because my dad decided to rent a part of it, so it brings income for my dad. Whatever expense the city house incurs is minimal compared to the income it brings in yearly. So unless your house is making money for you, it's a liability, guys. Whatever puts money in your pocket is an asset. Whatever takes money out of your pocket is a liability. Guys, know the difference. Invest in assets that will grow to cover your expenses and also keep growing, like a tree that you plant and have to water, and when it matures, it's strong, it doesn't need you anymore, and it provides, in this case, financial shade for you. Guys, ask yourself, if you lost your job today, how long can you survive without a job? Lesson 3. The poor work for money while the rich invent money. Most people get a job and rely on their salaries, but the rich create opportunities for wealth. They are able to recognize and take advantage of opportunities for wealth. Wealth is seen with the mind and not with the eyes. Guys, develop your financial intelligence to be able to see beyond what the average person out there can't see. One of the most important factors for success is courage. Most people don't have the guts to take a risk, to run with the ideas. They are trapped by the fear of failure. But the thing is, life itself is risky. If you avoid failure, you also avoid success. Every investment carries a certain degree of risk. You must be willing to take a risk. Some work out, some don't, but it's okay. You just have to dust yourself off and try again. One of my favorite quotes from my spiritual father, Pastor David Ibiome, is, "Those who are afraid of stepping out of the boat cannot walk on water." So guys, be willing to take a risk, to seize opportunities as they come. The world is filled with opportunities. I once heard this definition of the word poor, meaning passing over opportunities repeatedly. And to some extent, it's the truth. The poor are too timid to take risks. They prefer to play it safe. I have made investments where I have lost, but that has not stopped me from investing. One of the rules of investing is don't invest in what you don't understand. Don't invest in what you don't love. Get a good financial advisor to guide you, but also develop your own financial intelligence. I didn't attend any financial seminar or take a financial course on investing. I was just at a point where I was not satisfied with my finances, so I started educating myself, and I'm still developing my financial IQ, guys. You don't need $1 million or $1 million to start investing. You can start with what you have. Lesson 4. Work to learn, not to earn. The purpose of working should be to learn and not to earn. It's actually prudent to learn a little about a lot of things. Pick up as many skills as you can. I'm not saying be a jack of all trades and master of none, but the more skilled you are, the more opportunities and options you get. Most people are just one skill away from increasing their income exponentially. So guys, grab as many opportunities to learn and grow as much as you can. It might be a little bit scary, but it's worth the risk. Ask yourself, what is the one skill that I could acquire that would drastically improve my life? And go for it, guys. Lesson 5. Learn to overcome obstacles on your path to financial freedom. There are many obstacles to achieving financial freedom. Some of these obstacles are fear, cynicism, laziness, and pride. Of all the obstacles to creating wealth, fear might just be the greatest. The fear of losing money is real. Everyone has it. But I have never met any rich person who never lost money in investing. I have also lost money investing. The poor never succeed financially because the fear of losing money is far greater than the joy of being rich. Another obstacle is cynicism. Most poor people are cynical when it comes to investment opportunities due to a lot of preconceived notions they have from their friends, neighbors, colleagues, or family members. They are completely blinded by these notions and let it get the best of them and ignore great opportunities over and over. Because their minds are closed off to such opportunities, they stay poor while the rich grab these opportunities and run with it. The third obstacle is laziness. Every poor person is a lazy person. I have never been poor. I have been poor, so I know. Poor people are just lazy to do anything to change their situations. They fantasize about being rich, but are never willing to stand up and do what it takes to be rich. The Bible puts it perfectly. It says, a lazy man always has an excuse. As a door turns on its hinges, so a lazy man on his bed. It also says, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, so will poverty come. The fourth obstacle is pride. This is a big one. Most people are too proud to learn. Poor people find themselves being too big to learn, change, or grow. The difference between the rich and the poor is the rich are always willing to humble themselves to constantly learn because they know that what they know makes them money. What they don't know loses money for them. Finally, lesson 6. These are my final thoughts on the book. In order to be financially independent, make daily choices. We have the power to decide our future with the money in our hands. Our spending habits reflect who we are. Poor people simply have poor spending habits. I was one of them. I had to consciously change my spending habits before I started investing. But before you become an investor, invest in your mind. It is your greatest asset. Educate yourself on becoming an investor. Read books. Go for seminars. Take courses. Do not invest in what you don't understand. Choose your friends carefully. There's a great quote by my spiritual father, David Ibiomie, which says, the company you keep determines what accompanies you. It's so true, guys. Choose friends who improve your knowledge, skills, people you can learn from, and also people who can learn from you. Never take financial advice from a poor person. Pay yourself first. When I changed my spending habits, I consciously started paying myself first. After I read George Glasson's The Richest Man in Babylon, I really enjoyed that book, guys. I'll talk about it in an upcoming video. What do I mean by paying yourself first? I believe in tithing. So whenever I make money, I take out my tithe first, then invest the other part of the money. Whatever is left is used for my expenses. Prior to this, I will pay my tithe first, spend the rest, save little to nothing, guys. Paying myself first was a game changer for me. Use assets to buy liabilities. We live in a consumerist society where people acquire luxuries by getting indebted. I don't know about you, but I don't like the feeling of being indebted. I have been indebted in the past and it was not a pleasant experience for me. Instead of becoming indebted because of things you want, focus on creating money by investing in assets that will pay for your liabilities. Money is a powerful force, and unfortunately, people use the force of money against themselves. To be a master of money, you must be smarter than it, and it will obey you, instead of being a slave to it. Choose the right mentors. Mentors motivate and inspire us. They make it look easy because they have gone ahead of us to achieve what we want to achieve. They make us believe that if they can do it, so can we. So guys, pick the right mentors in line with your goals, financial or otherwise. You may not be privileged to meet a mentor face to face, but you can relate with them through their books, their tapes, courses. Be a giver. Giving is a powerful force that comes back to the giver in multiple folds. Whenever you are short of something, give what you have and it will come back to you multiplied. Give your money, love, skills, friendship. The more you give, the more you get. Finally, start small but think big. Your journey to financial freedom starts with a step. Take that first step today. Start small but always have a big picture in mind. Guys, so these are my thoughts on the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any extra lessons, maybe something you learned from reading the book, you can also drop a comment in the comment section. I'm also interested in seeing your comments to know what you guys thought of the book. For those of you that have read the book, and for those that would like to read the book, I hope this will motivate you to check out Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Thanks, guys.